Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about the story of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther Skin. In a nutshell, the story is about the adventures of two knights, Tariel and Avtandil. Tariel is the hero of the story and he has the nickname The Knight in the Panther Skin, and Avtandil is the commander of the Arab armies. In more detail, we can say that the story can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel, the hero of the story, with the nickname The Knight in the Panther Skin. And the second part is the search for Tariel's beloved, the Standard. In the first part, the search for Tariel, one day, Avtandil, the commander of the Arab armies, challenges King Rostevan, the king of Arabia, to a hunting competition. After 3 days of shooting game, they encounter, they take a break and sit under a tree in order to rest, and suddenly they saw a mysterious knight dressed with a panther skin lying by the river. So King Rostevan wanted to know who is the mysterious knight, so therefore he sent slaves in order to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves that sent to contact him and then disappears. Actually, King Rostevan sends parties all over the world in order to try to find the mysterious knight, but becomes disheartened when he fails. Then Tinatin, the only daughter of King Rostevan, asks from Avtandil to find the mysterious knight within 3 years, promising him in return to marry him. After 2 years and 9 months of searching, Avtandil finds the mysterious knight. The mysterious knight tells him that his name is Tariel and that he was the commander of India's fleet, and that he was also in love with King Barsedan's daughter, the Standard, but she was abducted by the Kaji, the demon king. And from that moment, Tariel becomes depressed, and he was always crying, and he actually secluded himself in a cave with only a maiden by his side. When Avtandil hears the story of Tariel, he was very excited from the story, and therefore Avtandil promises Tariel his friendship and brotherhood, and he also promises him to help him to find his beloved, the Standard. So that is actually the first part of the story, the search for Tariel. In the second part of the story, the search for Tariel's beloved, the Standard, Avtandil, Tariel, and Pridon, that is the ruler of the city of Mulgazanzar, with 300 soldiers, together go to the country of the Kajis in order to rescue Nestar from her captivity. But the problem is that the Kajis country is a fortress, and it is actually impossible to infiltrate that fortress, and also the problem is that the Kajis are very strong fighters, and in addition they imprisoned the Standard, Tariel's beloved, on the top of a high-rise building, and 24 hours a day, guards secured the prison in order to prevent her from escaping, and in order to prevent others to rescue her. So it was actually impossible mission to rescue Nestan, but the 300 soldiers of Tandil, Tariel and Pridon did the unthinkable and succeeded to infiltrate to the strong fortress of the Kajis and to rescue Nestan Darajan from her captivity. The story has an happy ending in the sense that Tandil marries his beloved Tinatin, and Tariel, the hero of the poem, marries his beloved Nestan Darajan. In the next step, I will tell you the story even in more detail. So the story even in more detail is as follows. As I already mentioned before, the story can be divided into two parts. The first part is of Tandil's quest for Tariel, the titular the knight in the panther skin, and the second part is of Tandil's quest for Nestan Darajan, Tariel's love. In the first part, the search for Tariel, the king of Arabia, Rusteman, has no sons and confers the kingship on his only daughter, the beautiful and wise Tinatin. She has a tender affection for Aftandil, the knight and commander-in-chief of Rustevan's armies. One day, Aftandil challenges King Rustevan to a hunting competition. After 3 days of shooting game, they encounter a knight crying by a river. He is dressed in a panther skin and kills the slaves sent by the king to contact him, then disappears. Rustevan sends parties across the world to search for the mysterious knight, but becomes disheartened when he fails. Tinatin asks Aftandil to find the strange knight in 3 years, promising him her hand in marriage in return. After 2 years and 9 months of searching, Aftandil finds the knight in the panther skin hiding in a cave with only a maiden for company. His name is Tariel, he is the son of King Saidan, who has the 7th kingdom of India. He had served as heir to King Pasedan, king of the other 6 kingdoms, for many years before falling in love with Pasedan's daughter, Nestan Darajan. Tariel wages war with the Katavians to earn the favor of Nestan, but is dismayed to learn that she has already been promised to the Khwarazmian prince Khorezm. Tariel couldn't bear the idea of her marriage, and at Nestan's request he killed the suitor, Khorezm. The princess was placed on a boat and set adrift on the seas. Despite Tariel's lengthy search for his love, he couldn't find her. Later, he met Nureddin Pridon, the ruler of Mulghazanzar, who told him that Nestan was alive but trapped on a distant boat. Tariel retired to a cave to live in the wilderness with Asmat, the former servant and messenger of Nestan. Moved by this story, Aftandil promises his friendship and brotherhood to Tariel and agreed to help him find his love, Nestan Darajan. Aftandil returns home to Arabia and tells Tinatin the story of Tariel. Against King Rustevan's wishes, he returns to his new friend Tariel. That is the first part of the story, that is to say the search for Tariel. Then the second part of the story, the search for Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan, is as follows. Aftandil then leaves Tariel to go to the kingdom of Pridon, where he doesn't hear anything new about Nestan. Continuing his quest, he arrives in the city of Bulandshahar. He meets Patman, the wife of the chief Hussein, who falls in love with him. Aftandil sends him she knows the fate of Nestan succumbs to Patman's seduction. She tells him she has been keeping Nestan at her place, and as Nestan was promised to the king's son, she helped her escape, but in her flight, Nestan was abducted by Kaji, the demon king. Oftandil then returns home to Pridon and to the cave of Tariel, and later all the three friends, that is to say Oftandil, Tariel and Pridon, decide to go to the country of Kaji with an army of 300 men to find and deliver Nestan. When she is released, all return to Arabia, where King Mustavan forgives Oftandil his plight and vacates the king's order. They all celebrate the marriage of the latter, that is to say Oftandil, with the king's only daughter, Tinatin. They then leave for India, where Tariel marries his love Nestan. Pridon also returns to his homeland, and the three friends reign happily with prosperity and generosity in their own respective realms. Okay, thank you very much.